Greetings in the precious divine name of the Most High's Imperial Majesty, Emperor Selassie the First Jah, Rastafari. You're in tune to Ras-Berry Radio, 101.1 the best, here on the Thoughts from Andrew show, Temple of Enlightenment. I'm your host, Andrew Tafari. Good morning to you, and I hope you're doing blessed and feeling blessed this morning. Hope you woke up feeling better than yesterday, and if you didn't, I just want to say keep your head up, and things will work out. All things will work out for the best today. The power of art, the power of art, and I came up with an acronym for that. Always ready to teach or touch, and either teach or touch, because art is the point of art is to either teach you or touch you in some way. You know, if to me, I always say if the art, if you look at a piece of art, whether the art form is a painting, a sketch, some music, poetry, any form of art, the point is to touch people, even if it's in a negative or a positive way. Excuse me. Even if it's in a negative or a positive way, the point is to touch somebody or impact somebody. Because that's what art was. That's what art was created. That's what art was created to do, to impact and to touch. That's what art was created to do, to impact and to touch people. So anytime as an artist, anytime when I create a piece of art, I always want to make sure that it is affecting somebody, whether it helps them to change the way they look at something, whether it helps to inspire them or something. But the point is, it's supposed to be doing something to the person, and it's supposed to teach them something. Like if I'm looking at that piece of art behind me, every time when I look at that, I'm inspired. For some reason, it inspires me to write a song. I don't know what it is about it. I don't know if it's colors that they use, the scenery, but it inspires me to want to paint an image in my song. So that's the power of art. And if you look at ancient art, if they didn't create, if those cavemen or cave women or cave people didn't create art, then we wouldn't have any idea of any clue of what they were doing in those times. So art is what captures the essence of a time. And if you don't know the meaning of the word essence, it means the very nature, right? So art captures the very nature of a time. That's why they have different time periods in art. That's why they had like the Impressionists, which is a time period, or Realism, which is another time period. Basically, that the art reflected the way the people were thinking at that during those times. So that's the duty of an artist, is to look around them and reflect back what they see to the people. So this is the reason why artists always throughout history, if you look throughout history, you'll see that artists have always come under pressure, whether from the government or if it was in the time when you had kings. But artists have always come under pressure. Why? Because they're telling truth in their art, and a lot of people, they can't handle the reality, and especially like in art forms like music, where you're painting a picture with your words. That's even more impactful on people, and this is the reason why the life of an artist is difficult, and it's tough to survive as an artist, because you're impacting people, right? And if you look at the word heart, if you take away the H, you get art. Because where are you coming from when you express yourself? You're coming from your heart. So if you're coming from your heart, that means that's coming from a deep place, and this is why it's difficult to get work. If you're an artist and you express yourself, this is why it's difficult to get hired, because the person who's hiring you, if they know about your work and they know about your art, they kind of have an idea of your inner feelings, and so most people are afraid to to deal with the way somebody's feeling within themselves. That's kind of a scary thing, but it's a good thing because, as I said, artists, they help to capture the time and the essence of the time, and um give a voice to the people, and to the true accurate artists will depict the times, and that's very much needed. It's just like how a camera, when you it's just like if when you go on a trip to the beach and you want to make memories, if you didn't have a camera, then you couldn't capture the day, or you couldn't take a picture of um that day to save those memories. So pretty much an artist is like like a tape recorder or like a camera. They're very important, but it's just ironic that society sometimes they look down upon the artist, or it's not until after the artist passes away or dies, what I mean? Or I don't like to say die because people don't die. Transition to the next life, that people realize their importance or their significance, or they pay respect. You know, that's just the way it is. I don't know why, but that's just the way it is. But that's the power of art, basically. And that's what, when me being an artist, that's what I always strive to do. I strive to come from my heart. I strive to be real in my expression. And because as I said, if you take off the H from heart, you get art. So the point is to come from my heart, and to help people to learn something, or to touch people in a with a negative or a positive way. And so I will never compromise in my expression, and sometimes that puts me in trouble. You know what I mean? Sometimes that gets me in trouble, and but the thing is, I don't feel bad about that, or anything, because I know that that's what is needed. And this is why art is not a competition. This is what destroyed certain this is what destroyed the music industry, or certain genres in the music industries, because like for like hip hop, for example, they turn hip hop into a competition. You cannot turn art is not a competition. Art is a mission. So anytime you turn art into a competition, or something like that, it destroys it, because why? Then it becomes like McDonald's or Burger King. People start rushing the art, rushing the process, and then it's just junk. You know what I'm saying? Then it becomes just another regular product and mass production, and everything starts to be similar, and then it's no longer art. It's more like manufacturing or something, and that spoils it. You know what I'm saying? So, like with this genre of music that I created, earth music, which I'm pretty sure that a lot of you by now have heard about earth music and Earth Music Planet, right? Which is my Facebook page, which you can check that out, right? Earth music, it was created to be honest. It remains honest. It's an honest art form. You know what I'm saying? Or an honest musical form, and it won't be compromised. You know what I'm saying? It's like a straight truth. You know what I mean? And it's like a straight piece of iron of truth, and it can't bend to suit anything. It has to be uncompromising, because to me, that's what art is about. Is you take your time and create art. You know what I mean? That's why I like I said, I'm never in a rush. To me, there's no destination with art. Art is timeless. You know what I'm saying? And it's added value. You know what I mean? That's the beautiful thing about art. So as artists, you don't really look to see you don't seek to get, I mean, some people get rich out of art and stuff like that, but you don't really seek to get rich out of art. You know what I mean? Art is added value. That means you put your all into your different pieces that you create, and you try to create them to the best of your ability. You try to do each piece with love, with care, and you try to put time into it, and you try to make them better and better, and improve on your art, so that way it's added value. You know what I'm saying? So that means it's like Picasso. Like Picasso was most of those artists in those times, they were drunks in their studio. You know what I mean? Just doing their art, and they died in poverty. But then, how many hundreds of years into the future, which is now, I'm sure if you go and try to purchase one of those pieces of paintings done by Picasso, um or any of those type of artists from those times, it is bound to cost you at least $1 million. You know what I'm saying? Because it's added value. As time goes on, it adds value. And also to with art, being an artist too, you have to have a story. You know what I'm saying? Just like the art itself, just like a painting. Like if you go to a gallery, they always give a little description of the art because each piece of art has a story. When you create a piece of art, it takes on a life to itself, and it creates its own story, and that's why I say it's added value. That adds value to it. So art is not a rush, it's not a competition. It's more like a mission. You know what I'm saying? And you have to be patient with your art and your music. Like sure, I can just go. It's easy to just get up this morning and just go into the studio and just create a catchy song and um put it on this station and put it on that station and have this person hype it and that person hype it and run to go on the biggest networks and all these different kind of things. But that's not what music is about to me. You know what I'm saying? The more time I spend on my song, the more time I give myself to soak up experiences, is the more value I'm adding to my song. You know what I mean? Is the more rich I'm making my song. You know, is the more paints I'm adding to my palette, the more colors I'm adding to my painting. So this is the thing about art. You have to really spend your time on craft the art. And then the next thing about art, the next thing about art is that you have to also take time and hone your skills. You know what I mean? It's just like if you're an athlete, Michael Jordan didn't just go on the court and just start playing when the season starts, or he didn't just win 6 championships like that. He spent his time and crafted his skills. You know what I mean? So that's the thing with art. You have to practice, and practice becomes perfect. And you have to give your time. You have to give yourself time to develop as an artist. This is why most people, they don't understand. They don't understand the music business. They don't understand art. They don't understand any of that. Because if I'm a producer and I'm producing artists or and stuff like that, I'm not gonna just rush my artists and just rush to because I want to make $1 million and all of these stuff. You know what I mean? No, I'm gonna take my time to make my artist the best artist possible. So when the time comes for that artist to reach to that point, they're gonna be so ready and they're gonna express with so much honesty and so much truth that they'll never be forgotten. It's like Bob Marley. You know how much work they put into Bob Marley to make Bob Marley, how much work he put into himself and the people around him, how hard they work to make him a legend. So that even now people still make the people still make the journey or the trek to where he's buried just to know who this great just to be around this great artist in his final resting place. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing about art. You want longevity. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be a one-hit wonder. I never want to be, because the song Kung Fu Fighting, that was a one-hit wonder. But if I didn't bring that up now, probably you wouldn't think about it. You know what I'm saying? People hardly talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Because one-hit wonders they come and they go, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? But I want to be like the sun that shines forever. I don't want to be a shooting star. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be a shooting star because shooting stars they disintegrate. If you notice, they travel, and then they disintegrate. So as an artist, I want to be a shining star. I want my art to be a shining star. I want it to last. You know what I'm saying? So in order for it to last, you have to put the right amount of time into it and the right energy into it and the right environment. You know what I'm saying? For art to be, like for example, to create the type of songs that I write. If I didn't live in certain, like when I was living in Lakeshore, which is, I would say it's more of a poor area. You know what I'm saying? And where I was living, the apartment I was living in, I wouldn't exactly say it was the best of apartments. But living in that environment stimulated me to create. You know what I'm saying? It gave me all the necessary stuff to create the type of songs that I create. And at that time my songs weren't on the radio, but people around could hear my songs. And so this is why I've always, been the type of artist that I touch people. I know I might not touch people. I know my art might not be, touching people in like it might not make them feel positive, but it's still touching them, and that means that I'm effective, and that means that makes me a true artist. So that's the power of art, is to be able to teach and touch people, and to stimulate them to do something with their self. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody might be in a difficult situation, and they might just see them, like they say, a picture says 1,000 words. So they might just see, you might be a photographer, and you might take a picture of the most beautiful sunset or sunrise, or the most beautiful scenery in nature, and somebody might be down in the dumps, and you, that one picture that you shared with the world, helped to uplift that person, and made them rise above that, and inspire them to do something with themselves. So even though the life of an artist is tough, if you're chosen to be an artist and chosen to inspire people, you have to, I'll have to do it, because it's very important. You know what I mean? Especially in a world where we know that, in, a lot of radio stations, they tend, because they're trying to be commercial, or, what I'm saying, they tend to compromise. You know what I mean? So like, just like I said, with hip hop and with dance hall and those rock music, a lot of it got watered down to the point where it became nothing more than just, the regular old commercial sound, which nothing is wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying, if we when it, then it becomes like McDonald's or Burger King, it becomes fast food. I don't want to sell people fast food, because fast food is okay, but you can't eat fast food every day. You can't eat that every day. You know what I'm saying? That's not healthy. I want to be a restaurant, and I'm just using this as a metaphor for my art. I want to be a restaurant that serves healthy food. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure that, so I don't rush anything with my art, because I want to make sure that I'm serving healthy art, healthy inspiration to people, to, to make the world a better place. Because it's my belief that if I can write a song that can put somebody into a good mood, or inspire somebody, then when they wake up in the morning, they go to work, they'll be in a good mood, and that energy will affect someone else, and that will make the whole, as a result, that will make the whole community a better place. You know what I'm saying? So if you're an artist, always focus on making your art as inspirational as possible. Don't, yeah, we want to make money and we all want the fancy cars, but then there's other things you can do. You know what I mean? If you want to make money, then work in a bank, or, what I mean, work in those type of things. You know what I mean? Because those rush efforts and stuff, it spoils the whole meaning of the art. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is that, be true to your art, and be true to your art form, and remember, art is a powerful thing because it teaches and it touches people. So, stay true to your art. And if you're an artist, and your life is tough, don't give up, or, what I mean, because even if you have to do other things to make money, but still keep doing your art. You know what I'm saying? Why stop doing your art? You know what I'm saying? And people who hire artists, you can't keep saying, oh, somebody must stop doing art because they're working a 9 to 5. No. You know what I'm saying? People, some people have to do art. That's a form of way for them to document how they feel, and therapy and stuff like that. So, and in school too, art, I think in school they don't take art as seriously, because I think a lot of parents, they don't want their kids to do art, because they say, oh, people who do art are wimpy, or kids who do art will end up in a situation like I am. But it's not a situation, it's not me. I'm not in any bad situation. They're just trying to make me an example. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't want kids to feel that art is something good. But art is actually the best subject. You know what I'm saying? Art, because if kids don't learn to express themselves, then in their later life, when they meet obstacles and they meet hurdles, they won't know how to express that, and they'll remain in that situation, and then that will allow them to be captured by people. You know what I'm saying? But if I can express my situation, and I can, you know, tell my story through art, which will be more impactful than me coming to your office and telling you this and telling you that. When I tell you what's happening through music and through art, it's a way you'll get more feelings from it that way. So even in school, I think they should put more emphasis on art. You know what I'm saying? I think art is healthy for kids, and I would much rather my daughter, you know, being wanting to do art than saying, oh, I would want to go and do something negative, or you know what I'm saying, I'd much rather use our time to do art, you know what I'm saying, or anybody's child, you know what I'm saying, than to say, oh, I'm just going to sit around and do nothing, you know what I'm saying, or go and do drugs, or no, do some art, you know what I'm saying, that's positive, you know what I mean, that's healthy. So I think we need to all learn to respect art more, you know, and like I said, some art are ahead of it. Some artists are ahead of their time still. Some artists, the art that they create and the poetry that they write and the songs that they write and the photography, some of it is ahead of the time. You know what I'm saying? So the beautiful thing about art is that it's timeless. You know what I'm saying? There's no art has no age. It doesn't age. You know what I mean? While the food will spoil, the food in the supermarket will spoil, all those other things will spoil. You know what I'm saying? The those things will won't really last. But the music won't. The music is not gonna rotten. The art is not gonna rotten. The words are not gonna rotten. These things are not gonna rotten. They're not gonna spoil. They're gonna travel through time. So I will forever be doing art, and I encourage you, if you love art, to keep supporting art, and if you do art, to keep doing art. And hope you have a beautiful day and walk safe. Raspberry Radio 101.1, the best thoughts from Andrew Show. This is the Temple of Enlightenment. Andrew Tafari, keep your head up, Rastafari live, and never let them deter you from doing anything you want to do. You can climb the highest mountain if you put your mind to it. Do what you want to do what you love to do. No one is in control of you. You only have one life to live, or you only have one time to be in this region. But there's many more regions, so just keep being yourself, Rastafari.